looky what we have here. We got an 1800 on this bus. There goes unit 1821, Northern Boulevard and Francis Lewis, right by Osnum, as I'm waiting for the Q13 to run my errands. Typical Queens Village bus depot. So right now it's 10:37, and that guy down there, 8534, I thought he was going to fill the 1031 run. I thought that guy was going to fill the 1031. This guy right here, 8509, he just came from Kew Gardens. He deserves a break. You know, I mean, I'm not going to make him fill the run. So right now, I'm waiting to hear from Bus Command in Manhattan, wondering why am I still standing here like an idiot when I should be going to Manhattan right now before the rain even starts. Like, seriously? It's a new year, and yet we're playing the same old shenanigans. The reason why I'm not going to bug that guy is because I know what'll happen. I'll get a rude response. He'll tell me to take Uber, tell me to take Lyft. Problem is, I don't have access to Uber and Lyft. And even if I want to go to Kew Gardens right now, there's like at least a $35 ride from here. You think I'm going to pay $35 just to get to the subway in Kew Gardens? Like, no. So I hope this 1042 trip shows up. Unbelievable, guys. I mean, lack of urgency from this depot. It's like the dispatching is so bad, all right? It's like they don't even know what they're doing. And the MTA, since last week, has been a whole shambles after that derailment on the Upper West Side last week at 96th Street in Broadway.
We've been saying for years now that the subway system is in a state of emergency. The MTA really needs to get their act together.
The group Passengers United, a regular critic of the MTA, blasting the agency for not doing enough to prevent accidents like this.
Just last year in 2023, we had a major derailment east of Jamaica on the Long Island Railroad. People could have died. People could have died. We have 24 people who have been injured. The fact that people didn't die does not mean that we can just start to downplay these incidents, but these derailments should not be happening. What is the MTA doing to address this? We want answers.
You gotta be kidding me. Another subway derailment?
With no injuries. It all happened around 12:20 this afternoon. The F train was headed northbound out of Coney Island when it derailed just outside of the Stillwell station. It was moving relatively slowly. But yes, it was the second derailment in 6 days for New York City Transit. The president
gotta be kidding me.
Rich Davey will address that in a moment. First, one writer describes to me what went through his mind as the train came to a grinding, screeching halt.
Let me see what Channel 2 is leading off with to confirm it. They were actually preempting, regular programming earlier.
Officials say 34 passengers.
Wow, look how bent the train was.
We had 2 rescue cars.
Crazy.
The train on each side, and just
who witnessed the moment the train's wheel came off the tracks. Take a listen.
I don't know where you hear a big screech. You see smoke come from that wagon, and a piece of wood that's on the tracks fell on the streets, and we all got scared. Everyone just got up and started to see.
What went through your mind?
What's going on here, MTA?
Scared,
2 derailments within a whole week. What's going on here? I've noticed a whole pattern with the MTA since that one incident. And you could call me crazy, and you could say this or that, but, wait until the MTA is going to be begging for more money in the next couple of months because state budget's due in April, and they're going to ask for more money. Like, really? Typical nonsense, man. Nothing ever changes with this transit authority. All right, let's see. Is this going to be the 1041? I hope so, because, I don't think we should be crowded today. I mean, a lot of people are staying home. So I'm thinking they're probably reducing service on purpose because, you know, people don't want to go out in the rain. Good. So right now it's 10:39 and here comes my bus. Here comes 8889. So I'm actually, no, 8899. So I'm getting on board. Well, just got an answer. Again, this is the proof right here of terrible bus dispatching. I mean, why have a guy lay over at the hospital for a whole half hour? Like, really?
This stop is Union Turnpike and 248th Street.
So there you have it.
Next stop, Union Turnpike and Commonwealth Boulevard.
Right now it is 10:52. Wow. So this used to be the former KFC Taco Bell here at Union Turnpike and Parsons Boulevard. Vacant. So sad. And then look what they're gonna do to this Rite Aid over here. That's probably gonna be vacant in a matter of time. I mean, this whole area of South Flushing is very questionable because you gotta go north of Union Turnpike to matter, you know? You got the two supermarkets, you got Micro Center, you still got the bowling alley. And, you know, this area is really gonna be facing some difficult times ahead, I think, guys. And by the way, the rain is starting to come down.
Next stop, Union Turnpike and 153rd Street.
Yep. Right now it is 11:16.
This stop is Union Turnpike and 153rd Street.
And I was supposed to be in Kew Gardens 10 minutes ago. Yep. As expected, the entrance is still closed. What a way to welcome in the new year. So let's see what they got here. So, alright, so here's some good news. Alright, so it looks like they are replacing the tile. That's very good. So there's some progress. And it looks like they have installed a new stairwell, which is good news on that front. So I'll give General Lieber some credit. You know, at least they're finally listening to us because, again, we've been complaining for years about the tile work here. And yeah, the steps did need work. I was in agreement about that. But again, it should have been done last summer when ridership was low. So I gotta hurry up and make this light because I'm getting to the bagel place. But yeah, guys, that's some good news. So it looks like, again, the stairs are coming along and it looks like the tile work is being done. So I think that's why it's going to take a little bit longer because remember, the tile needs to be installed and that could take a long time to do that. All right, so I decided to take the Q60. I'm going to go to the 7-Eleven here. And I want to thank Troy Jung for bringing this to my attention. What did they do here? What's up with this weird entrance? Like, really? What was the whole point of that? Like I don't get it. I just do not get it. So anyhow, there's 7-Eleven over there. I'm gonna make my way over. Make matters even worse, we got vandalism. Look at that. Yeah, I'll let that lady go down. I'm gonna wait for the elevator. So I am not walking down the steps today. Might as well see, you know, what we got here. But wow, look at that. I mean, they didn't change that entrance. Talk about weird confusion, right? So we got an art. Supposedly, this is going to be the art train, right? Look at this. It's not enough this line has operator availability issues. Unbelievable. What a joke this is. What a joke this is. Finally, here comes my E train. Unbelievable. There's a work train delaying the whole line right now. Delaying the whole line. Alright? I mean, train operator just said the next stop will be 67th Avenue. Like, really? I got off the train. Guys, I'm not having this today. I am not having this today. So, now I'm going to try to take the Long Island Railroad again to the city. Because this is not acceptable. Alright? I better be cross-honoring, because this is unbelievable. I'm not dealing with a slow train today. Alright, so to make matters even worse, the main line's running with delays right now. So, I'm going to try to take the next train to Grand Central Madison. Because I am just disgusted right now. I am just flat out disgusted. Unbelievable. I mean, I wish there was a way I could get over to Lefferts Boulevard right now, but no. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to take the railroad. Screw this. I mean, the railroad should be cross-honoring. I'm sorry. But if there's no express service, we should be getting what we're paying for. And you think I want to take the 7 train? Nope. And why don't I want to take the 7 train? One reason. Somebody got hit by a train this morning in Woodside. God, people are walking so slow today. Seriously. I mean, I'm fed up today, guys. I was hoping I could get to Port Authority. Nope. So now, when I get to Midtown, I'm gonna have to deal with the slow M42 bus. And the next train to Penn Station, it's not until 12:10. I'm just so disgusted right now, guys. I really, really am. So I see Forest Hills in front of me. Try to cross the street as quick as I can, because this train's coming. And I'm not paying until I get on board. I have a 5 on me. What a mess, guys. What a mess. Alright, guys. So, here's my original plan. I was going to take the subway, go to Audubon Pond, and then go from there. Alright? Try to see if I can get my M&M cookie today. Now I don't even want to go there. Right? Because the Port Authority is such a maze. I mean, again, they really should be cross-honoring on the railroad. You know, how is this fair to us, you know? They're going to make us all pay. Like, I don't want to pay for slow service on the EF. No. It's called theft of service. You know? And then moving the work trains, that should be done overnight, but no, it's not happening. As soon as I heard that the train was running slow, I was like, I'm getting off. That was my first reaction. Well, but I'm doing a change of plans. I'm gonna go to Insomnia Cookies. Alright. It's right by Cassiano's, and I can take the QM5 to get home. Well, there goes the eastbound train to Huntington. And it looks like my train right now should be coming. There it is right there. Waiting for the notification to go by. But yeah, it's basically an express train. It stops here at Forest Hills, goes right to Grand Central, so. You know, I'm going to be nice about it to the conductor, because again, the reason why I'm not paying for city ticket, because again, why would I pay for city ticket if the conductors barely come by anyway? You know, they come by, I'll just give them the $5.25, I don't care. And then best case scenario, I'll just go to 99 Cent Fresh and eat in Grand Central for a bit before I go to Insomnia. So that's probably going to be my plan today, because I am just, again, beyond at a loss of words right now. I do not want to go from the east side to the west side. Alright? I was going direct to Penn. I could take the bus on 8th Avenue. But no, I'm not waiting who knows how long just to get to the west side right now. Here comes my train. I'm off to Grand Central Madison. So a whole year since Grand Central Madison has opened, I've learned one thing. Be wary of the streets. You may be wondering why. That's because I'm looking to get off at 47th Street or 48th Street. Yeah, it looks like that's the way to get down, but I'm probably gonna go one more area to get over to 47th Street, at least to exit, so I can get over into the 50s on the east side and get over to Insomnia. And as expected, no conductor came, even though I was in the restroom and I really did have to go. See guys, this is why I know my ins and outs of the transit authority. They're not gonna take my fare if I go through a certain point in the system, you know? Well, that's the way it is. So here's 47th Street, good. See guys, I figured this out by now. The reason why you figured this out is because, again, this station's now been, what, open almost a whole year? So obviously, sorry MTA, you screw me on the Queens Boulevard line. This is a nice thank you. Alright? So I'm done here. I am beyond frustrated. And the reason why I don't yell at the top of my lungs anymore is because this is the status quo, guys. This is what we always have to expect. Never expect anything good. And that's what Andrew Tiger Lee and I were talking about on the phone yesterday. No? I don't expect anything good. Huh. I think I'm gonna go to Port Authority on the E train. Nope. No outbound pond for you today. Your only quick, convenient lifeline. It could be worse. Oh, and by the way, the conductor apologized on board. Sorry for the wait due to the signal issue with Jamaica. I mean, boy, I'm just beyond frustrated right now. I am just beyond frustrated. Hopefully, I'm almost up. I hate these long escalators. They make my knees so wobbly, guys. What choice do I have? I mean, thankfully, again, I know the ins and outs of this whole station now for using it for a whole year. If I was going to Piano at the Park, I know where to get off for the 42nd Street escalator. I couldn't even find an elevator to get me up. I'd rather take the elevator up. So there's 47th Street, good. So I'm gonna carry on. And at least the good news is the conductor did wish everybody safe regards to this storm today. So I'm heading over to the east side proper and carry on with my day. Change the plans only to go to Insomnia Cookies. So yeah, it is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. Oh, wait a minute, in fact, I can actually cut through here to get over to Grand Central. Look at that. 48th and Park. Wow, guys, I mean, I learn something new every day about Grand Central Madison. Thank goodness. So I need to get over to 2nd Avenue and then cut back to 3rd Avenue where I'm going to go to Cassianos. Oh, well. My first time on Park Avenue in 4 years. You heard me correctly, guys. I was last on Park Avenue in 2020. And that was with my mom and dad as we were trying to cut across to Central Park and get to the an event at Jacob Javits from the 59th Street Bridge. So, yep. 50th and Park. And yeah, I'm just gonna make a move for it. I don't care, guys. I'm literally trying to get over to 53rd Street and get over to Insomnia. Now, the good news is, afterwards, to get back to Castellanos shouldn't be a problem, since hopefully the QM5 or the QM6 picks me up. I hope the 5 picks me up today, because this rainy weather, I already paid, alright? Already paid to get through Forest Hill Station. I'll probably put my money back on my Metro card after, now that I saved $5. Alright? So, pretty much, that is the situation at hand. And believe me, I'm just glad that I did not have to pay today, because us riders of the Queens Boulevard line, you know, we shouldn't have to deal with these shenanigans. You know, 525 so that way I can make up time and not deal with that stupid slow Queens Boulevard line. No. It's the way we're always treated in Queens. You know? Gotta go to Castellanos to beat the inflation dollar, huh? Gotta count inflation? This is the best decent price in all of Midtown. Let's go in and grab a slice. Actually, no, make that 2 slices. Just saw it on the storefront. $7.75 for this. Alright, here we go. First time I'm trying an Insomnia cookie. Oh my god. Now I know why people like these. I got the M&M today. Wow. Has a more sugary taste. Bonbon's like more sweeter, the way they make theirs. By the way, earlier I was in Forest Hills. I decided, you know what? Get my red velvet there. I took the Q60, thinking, you know, things are going to be a little bit different today. But apparently, not so much. Hey, this paid off. At least I got something to bring with me to work. In my bag right here. And I got this earlier from LIJ Halal Stand. And my bagel from the bagel place in Kew Gardens. So, I'm ready for tomorrow. I don't have to go out to Boston, you know? I'm all set. Somebody explain to me why we have an island here at 57th and 3rd. I don't know. Why do we have it here? I mean, look at this. It's bad enough they put an island on 8th Avenue on the west side. Now we got this. That ain't real. Anyhow, guys. I'm gonna wait for the QM5 bus. Should be coming. I know where to get it. A lot of traffic, obviously. No expectation of no traffic, but it's the way it is. QM6 bus just came by, so now I'm waiting for the 5 to take me home. So I'm not chancing it with the rain getting heavier, so I can get back to 188th and 73rd to get home. We're in for the long haul, guys. It's gonna be one crazy storm. That's why I'm trying to get home now, better than ever. I'm on the QM5, and guess what we have? Our dreaded friend, Mr. Roadwork. I mean, if they knew this was going to be a regular occurrence, College Point Bus Depot should have told the driver to use the lower level. Or the other alternative, deal with the LIE and take 2nd Avenue into the Midtown Tunnel. But, guess what? The reason why we're not taking the Midtown Tunnel, the LIE already has traffic past Maurice Avenue. Hopefully I have my radio here. So, yep. Another day to be screwed yet again by Senor Traffic Commissioner. You all know who I'm talking about. Yeah, just gonna do a quick look at the Hillcrest Library as we're gonna try to get into the left turn lane for 188th Street. So, they worked on the Fresh Meadows Library recently at Horace Harding Expressway. So they're still working on my main library branch here at 188th and Union. They're still working on it. Yep. So hopefully it'll reopen soon. By the way, I want to mention earlier when I was on Unit 1343 on the QM5, there were 2 fails. The first fail was the tracking was having an issue. So I went to Whole Foods after I was done at Cassiano's thinking, okay, maybe I should wait until 1:45 for the next bus, charge my cameras, charge my phone, whatever. So I check on my phone right here, and it says that the bus is coming. So I disconnect from the Whole Foods Wi-Fi. I go over to 57th and Lexington Avenue, right? Connect to Link-Free NYC, and the tracking is not there. The bus comes, all right? First thing that gets me suspicious, this is one of those newer buses that College Point Depot has, right? So, everything's fine. A passenger got off at Utopia Parkway. Or maybe he told the driver in advance where he was going. I don't know. But then what happened was, I had to move to the front of the bus because, you know, getting ready to get off at 73rd Avenue and 188th Street. And guess what? I have to yell at the driver, hey, 73rd Avenue and 188th Street's next. And if I didn't tell him that, I would have been screwed. And he looked like a new driver. I could tell. Yeah, it's a mess, you know, between buses going missing. You know, on the QM20 route, specifically, a lot of those Super Express trips have gone missing lately. So College Point Depot is really understaffed right now. It is really bad. And there was like only, I don't know, like, counting me, there were like 3 other passengers on the bus. So, trust me, it's... Maybe a lot of people stayed home today. I don't know, but... Yeah, guys, this is what we get. You know, antics as usual from the MTA. Alright, so I'm just taking a look at Lee Goldberg right now.
I think we'll have speed restrictions on the bridges tonight. Already his camera's been shaking under moderate rainfall. We already have 0.4 of an inch in places like Caldwell and climbing fast as we go through the evening hours, and gusts have already gone.
Yep, and the rain was starting to pick up at 1 o'clock in Midtown.
Of the storm yet. Mostly steady rain. Actually had 1.5 inches of snow at High Point and 1 inch in Esopus. All that snow's being eroded right now, and now it's all about the heavy rain. You see the first batch patch, couple hours away, and then the peak right here with a potential
Oh,
squall
look at
line.
that.
Trace that down south. That's where the tornado outbreak has been all day. So very dynamic situation here through the evening hours. I think we get into some of the heavier rain starting at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock's going to be like the heaviest
could be around
rain.
this squall line close to midnight in New York City, where the heaviest rain is coupled with the strongest winds. That goes over Long Island through about 3 in the morning, and then things quiet down into some lighter rain, but still hazardous travel in the morning because of standing water and debris. So the brunt goes through 2 a.m., but that squall line is the worst around midnight. 2 to 4 inches of rain, flash flooding followed by river flooding, widespread moderate coastal flooding for tomorrow morning's high tide cycle. Could be isolated major flooding, and those wind gusts, you have to take this seriously. Those could gust over 60 miles an hour, if not 70 miles an hour on the island. That means damaging winds and power outages down trees. 2 to 4 inches of rain means a flood watch already. The rivers are going into flood warnings, not because they're above flood stage, but just anticipating major flooding at the Saddle, Pompton, and Passaic rivers. That's how serious the situation is. High wind warnings include New York City and the coast, but even damaging wind gusts inland. You see the coastal flood alert, South Shore of Long Island, Ocean County as well, and also the East End. The winter weather advisory.
So no surprise. I mean, they know those coastal towns in the South Shore of Long Island are going to get flooded.
Rain during the overnight. It'll taper in the morning hours with one more shower or two, and then falling temperatures after that.
So we know in New Jersey, Phil Murphy declared a state of emergency at 5 p.m. Now, as far as New York City is concerned, we're not under a state of emergency yet. That could change because the flood activation plan has already gone into effect. So I'm just going to quickly take a look at Nassau and Suffolk here for just a second. So
conditions, I can tell you, we're in Thunderbolt 12.
All right, I don't know what happened here. Why are they auto playing a video? That's not what I wanted. I don't want to see Kevin VC. Sorry guys, but Kevin VC just gets me on my nerves. He acts so, you know how I feel. All right, so it says here that Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman has declared a state of emergency. Okay, so he has. So Kevin does talk about that at least. Okay, let's see what I can do.
So it seems like we may be in for a really difficult evening. Let me show you what the road looks like over here. So this is Stewart Avenue in Bethpage, right by South Oyster Bay Road. You can see the roadway is wet. The rain is coming down. Cars are still driving. It's not terribly crowded here. People are going at a pretty good clip. But if you're on the road, you certainly want to take it slow. I want to show you what we saw a few moments ago, not far from here at the Office of Emergency Management, when Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman signed that executive order declaring a state of emergency. We saw that Office of Emergency Management fully staffed today with department heads from throughout the county. That includes the police department, the fire marshal, and public safety. The county executive is urging residents to prepare their homes right now for this storm, including the heavy winds that are expected.
If you have anything that could become airborne, bring it inside, garbage cans, patio furniture. If you can't bring it inside, tie it down if you can, and be careful of flying debris, especially fallen branches and trees that might unfortunately be dislodged and fall.
So I just want to criticize Blakeman.
The county executive says that state of emergency is a precautionary measure right now.
I want to say something, right? I mean, you know who's been on top of this? You know who's been on top of this? The new county executive in Suffolk, Ed Remain. He's been on top of this. So it shows what Bruce Blakeman really stands for, guys.
That water
Wait
has
till the
gone
last
back down,
minute.
but I can show you the canal behind us is extremely high. We also have some wind that is picked up
I just
early.
want to see if
Both
I can
flood
find
watch is under the town of Islip. The town of Islip says that they are preparing as soon.
The drain is, pristine and empty. It can just take some.
Yeah, Lindenhurst is going to get flooded. Ha! They don't even show Ed
And Suffolk
Remain.
County officials are.
How in the world do you not show the new county executive? My goodness. Unbelievable, guys. I did hear him on 10-10 Wins yesterday, but still, I mean, yep. Well, thank you, Ed Remain, for getting right on top of this, because, that That's why I was happy when he got elected in November. You know, now you're seeing a change of the guard in Suffolk. You think Steve Ballone would have been on top of this? No. So thank you, Ed. Well, looks like we have a tornado outbreak in Central Florida right now. Currently monitoring the NBC affiliate, and we had one warning in Orange County, downtown near the Orlando International Airport. Now we're getting word of a new tornado warning that just came in for Volusia County. And I knew today, Polk County, the area that I'm thinking of moving to in Florida at some point this year or next year. I don't know how Davenport, Winter Haven, Haines City, I don't know how they don't get activity. It's amazing. It really, really is, guys. But yet they're under a tornado watch.
Lowest floor of a sturdy
No
structure.
Surprise.
And then basically from Orlando
C88.3 is relaying the TOR.
Seminole County, Orange County, Polk County, Osceola County, Brevard County, Volusia County. You are under a tornado watch until 9 o'clock. The ingredients are in place. Tornadoes and severe thunderstorms are quite possible. So we're keeping an eye on things. And our promise here all night long, weather warnings first to help you keep your family safe.
All right, just keep it here on the Z and we will keep you posted.
Yep. This is Orlando's version of WPAP AM in Dallas. Even though they are a religious station. This is what I get when I come home.
Flooding is forecast.
Wow.
Where? Ramapo River near Moa. When? From late tonight to Thursday evening. Impacts at 9.0 feet. State Route 202 floods downstream. Moderate flooding
Oh
along
boy,
Route
Route 202 in New Jersey.
Water into backyards. Minor flooding along Breakthrough Place, Brook Street, and Catherine Avenue. Additional details at 2:30 p.m. Tuesday, the stage was 4.1 feet. Thankful stage is 6.0 feet. Forecast. The river is expected to rise above flood stage just after midnight tonight to a crest of 9.5 feet early tomorrow afternoon. It will then fall below flood stage early Thursday afternoon. Flood stage is 8.0 feet. Flood history. This crest compares to a previous crest of 9.6 feet on April 17, 2011.
Wow.
http://www.weather.gov/.
So a decades-old record may be broken in New Jersey. Back to back!
Tomorrow evening.
Good job, Mount Holly.
Major flooding is forecast. Where? Saddle River near Lodi. When? From this evening to late tomorrow evening. Additional details at 2:30 p.m. Tuesday, the stage was 2.6 feet. Thankful stage is 5.0 feet. Forecast. The river is expected to rise above flood stage late this evening.
Yep.
To a crest of 8.1.
Looks like Upton's relaying it now.
It will then fall below flood stage late tomorrow morning. Flood stage is 5.5 feet.
What? Moderate flooding is forecast. Where? Ramapo River near Moa.
Ooh, a separate alert on KWO.
Impacts at 9.0 feet. State Route 202 floods downstream. Moderate flooding along Route 202 and Route 17.
Yep.
Water into backyards. Minor flooding along Breakthrough Place, Brook Street, and Catherine Avenue. Additional details at 2:30 p.m. Tuesday, the stage was 4.1 feet. Bankfull stage is 6.0 feet. Forecast. The river is expected to rise above flood stage just after midnight tonight to a crest of 9.5 feet early tomorrow afternoon. It will then fall below flood stage early Thursday afternoon. Flood stage is 8.0 feet. Flood history. This crest compares to a previous crest of 9.6 feet on April 17, 2011. http://www.weather.gov/.
Oh, probably they're going to relay the one that was just relayed on KZC 31 in a bit. I got a feeling they will.
going to be a back-to-back, I think. We'll see. Yep. I knew it.
Flood warning in effect from this evening to late tomorrow evening. What? Major flooding is forecast. Where? Saddle River near Lodi. When? From this evening to late tomorrow evening.
Yep. See?
Additional details.
I knew it. I knew they were going to do the back-to-back.
Was 2.6 feet. Bankful stage is 5.0.
This is why I'm glad my mom told me to come home early if possible. Look at this. I'm literally catching all the important alerts right now for the flooding expected in New Jersey.
It will then fall below flood stage late tomorrow morning.
It's getting active now, guys.
Major flooding is forecast. Where? Popton River at Popton Plains.
Yeah, KZC 31 just
Wednesday
relayed this
morning to
one.
early Friday afternoon. Impacts at 12.0 feet. The first flooding begins in the area of River Road and Harrison Street.
Yep.
At 16.0 feet, residences on Pequannock Avenue along the river between Madison and Shady Streets become surrounded by water.
This is specific.
Businesses along Route 23 North begin to flood. At 17.0 feet, Pequannock Avenue at Roosevelt Street becomes impassable. Route 23 exit ramp at Alexander Avenue becomes impassable. At 18.0 feet, Pequannock Avenue at Shady Street becomes impassable and blocks Roosevelt and Shady Streets. Oakwood at Shady Street becomes impassable. The first evacuations begin. Flooding occurs on West View Road and the Lower Riverview community areas of Wayne. At 18.5 feet, Route 23, north and south, is impassable and closed. At 19.0 feet, widespread flooding occurs in low-lying areas of Wayne, Pequannock, and Popton Lakes. At 20.0 feet, village section of Popton Plains begins to flood. Additional details, at 2:15 p.m. Tuesday the stage was 9.6 feet. Forecast, the river is expected to rise above flood stage tomorrow morning to a crest of 19.5 feet early Thursday morning. It will then fall below flood stage Friday morning. Flood stage is 16.0 feet. Flood history, this crest compares to a previous crest of 19.6 feet on April 10, 1980. http:// tonight until further notice.
Oh boy.
Major flooding is forecast.
More of them.
Where? Passaic River at Pine Brook. When? From late tonight until further notice.
Yeah, looks like Upton's going to relay it.
Street flooding begins in Fairfield, including Kathleen Road. What? Major flooding is forecast.
Yep.
Where? Passaic River at Pine Brook. When? From late tonight until further notice. What? Moderate flooding is
Another
forecast.
one.
This approaches the flood record. Where? Passaic River above Singac. When? From Wednesday afternoon until further notice.
Yep.
Impact at 8.5
Wednesday afternoon until further notice for the Passaic River.
Begin to flood. Hobson Avenue and Riverlong Drive and Wayne begin to flood. Fairfield Road, Fayette Avenue, and Riverside Road in Wayne can flood as water backs up the Popton River. Lincoln Boulevard and Lincoln Park can also flood due to backwater up the Popton River.
But what about Willowbrook Mall?
Wiley River Park also floods.
What about the Park West Diner? What about ShopRite on Route 46? Is that going to flood?
At 9.5 feet, Camp Lane and Marginal Road in Fairfield.
See, questions that we still need to answer.
At 10.0 feet, Two Bridges Road in Fairfield begins to flood.
Oh my guys. They just said on KZC 31, Route 46 in Little Falls, subject to closure right now as a result of flooding. So pretty much, if you're along that stretch that goes from the Garden State Parkway all the way to Willowbrook Mall right now on Route 46, you're pretty much screwed. What is going on? I just got a weird glitch with my WR120. Oh boy, another one.
Where? Passaic River at Little Falls. When? From Wednesday afternoon until further notice.
This is insane. I had a feeling this would happen.
Closest to the river begins to flood.
They're saying Patterson's gonna get flooded again. Oh boy. They just got flooded last month too.
Low-lying areas in the vicinity of 2 bridges in Wayne are flooded. What?
Yep.
Moderate flooding is forecast.
They're relaying the same flood warnings on KWO 35.
Where? Passaic River above Singak.
Yep.
When? From Wednesday afternoon until further notice.
This may be Upton territory.
Warning in effect until 12:15 a.m. Wednesday. What? Flooding caused by excessive rainfall is expected. Where? Portions of New Jersey, including the following counties, Hunterdon and Mercer, and Pennsylvania, including the following counties, Berks, Bucks, Lehigh, and Montgomery. When? Until 12:15 a.m. Wednesday. Impacts: flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations is imminent or occurring. Additional details at 6:13 p.m. Doppler radar indicated heavy rain.
Yeah, and that's not in
Flooding
KCC
is ongoing
31's
or
range.
expected to begin shortly in the warned area. Between 0.5 and 1.5 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches are possible in the warned area. Some locations that may experience flooding include Allentown, Reading, Bethlehem, Ewing, Pottstown, Emmaus, Wyomissing, Northampton, Quakertown, Percy, Durham, and Bedminster. http://www.weather.gov/safety/flood turnaround. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Be especially cautious at night when it is harder to recognize the dangers of flooding. Please report observed flooding to local emergency services or law enforcement and request they pass this information to the National Weather Service when you can do so safely. Warning in effect until 12:30 a.m. Wednesday.
See where this one's for.
Flooding caused by excessive rainfall is expected. Where? Portions of New Jersey, including the following counties, Hunterdon, Mercer, Middlesex, Morris, Somerset, and Warren, and Pennsylvania, including the following counties, Bucks, Lehigh, and Northampton. When? Until 12:30 a.m. Wednesday.
Yeah, they had to include new
Flooding of
counties in
rivers,
New Jersey.
creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations is
This is the
imminent or
previous
occurring.
warning that just got
Additional
extended.
details.
Oh my. It is coming down right now, guys. The visibility is getting to 0. You cannot even see my neighbor's house right now. It is that bad. It is that bad right now. This is getting crazy. And obviously, no view of Midtown Manhattan tonight. And yet, I was in Midtown earlier today. Crazy. I can barely even see the other street around the corner from my house right now, guys. This is insane. Now this is... Whoa! Now it's really getting heavy. Now the rain's just blowing around. Whoa! It's that bad! The last time I saw rain this intense was, I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago when I was coming home from Virginia. I was on I-95 near Virginia, and the rain was just as bad as this. Like, this is insane. Wow! The rain is just blowing! What is going on here? It's like I'm in Pee-wee's Big Adventure or something when he's trying to go see the... trying to get help finding his bicycle. There's no way this is happening right now. The rain is causing a leak. Right here. Right here in my room. No way. Alright, it's now 11 o'clock, and apparently Lee Goldberg just mentioned that not only am I under a flash flood warning, right? Yeah, they just issued one for Nassau. I just got a 61 mile per hour wind gust in Fresh Meadows? What?
Let's go back to last night because these wires up here that you see, and even up through this
Now 8 o'clock on Wednesday.
literally on fire and popping and bursting, so no surprise that this
Down power lines in Briarwood.
that led to when we first arrived earlier this morning. It was black. You couldn't, we were driving down this block, and actually it was concerning because you didn't know where the wires were at that time. Now that the light has come up,
I'm saying most of the outages are in Queens, but thankfully here in Fresh Meadows, I still have power. Which always seems to be the case each and every storm.
Residents on his way to work who kind of described the scene last night. He said it was kind of scary. Storms we had in the fall.
Interesting. So the president of New York City Transit, Richard Davey, is on New York 1 this morning.
Is still going on right now is the Danbury branch up in Connecticut on Metro North. But in terms of subway, bus, Long Island Railroad, we really didn't have any major issues overnight and into this morning.
Alright, I'm just taking a look at the numbers right now. The most important power grids, of course, to me are Con Ed and PSE&G. So right now, we have 2,035 customers on the Con Ed network out as of 8 a.m. PSE&G Long Island is reporting 3,826 customers are without power. Now, Channel 1 was saying most of the outages were in Queens, so let me just get those numbers up. Yep, all right, 685 are out in Queens. No outages in Manhattan. But the Bronx has 430 customers out, so I don't know why Channel 1 didn't mention them. Brooklyn has about 47 outages. Yeah, Suffolk has about 1,000 outages. Nassau has about 1,000 outages. So again, you add the number again. That explains why 3,000 plus customers on PSE&G are out. 72 are out in Staten Island. Small amount. And Westchester has about 802. And the only reason why I'm taking a look at Westchester is obvious reason. That's in the Con Ed network. As far as New Jersey is concerned, statewide we have about 57,000 out. Most of the outages seem to be in Hunterdon County. And then Salem down there. Let me just look at a specific number here. Oh, Atlantic City Electric has a punch out. And I was surprised, JCP&L, 27,000 are without power. The PSE&G is only reporting 9,000 out. I want to see if I can find Passaic County. Alright, so Passaic is reporting 1,000 customers are without power. So I don't even want to imagine how bad the flooding is over there.
Are still pretty mild.
Yep, the power has been restored. You just saw it there. Well, there's a closer shot of it, but yeah. Those people that didn't have any power in Briarwood, look at that. Their power came back on. Thank you, Con Edison. So that's pretty quick of them right there. Oh boy, so Metro North Stanbury line affected this part of the storm last night. And apparently the Oyster Bay branch of the Long Island Railroad affected last night. But they got that back on track. There was a downed tree at Glen Cove Station last night. Yeah. Alright, so apparently we have a service suspension on the Long Beach branch due to flooding at the Island Park Station. So as a result, there will be buses accommodating passengers between Long Beach and Valley Stream. The M15 bus is cross-honoring Long Island Railroad tickets between Long Beach and Rockville Center. Look at that. So, no surprise that happened again. Well, no issues heading into work this morning. The roads were fine. In fact, I was on Horace Harding Expressway and the LIE was actually moving.
And believe it or not, all the traffic lights on Francis Lewis Boulevard. So I'm gonna get to my coffee. I'm gonna show you guys a couple of important things from Channel 7's 10 a.m. newscast. So look how warm it was this morning. I mean, Channel 1 was saying during their 8 a.m. newscast that it was in the upper 50s, and then the temperature is quickly dropping. And when you add in the 15-20 mile per hour wind gust from what I just experienced outside, it feels like it's in the upper 30s. Just fast forwarding ahead here. Trying to see if I can find the rainfall totals. Because Sam Champion was just going over it.
Whatever clouds were left, look at the big rainfall headings here. We've got almost a little bit more than 3.5 inches in Danbury there. We've got some isolated spots that are not at measurement gauges that came close to 4 inches. So that's why our rivers, and look at the list here, and including the Still in Connecticut, which runs into the Housatonic, and the Still is already way high. So we know the Housatonic will get a little bit higher. A lot of the rivers that run into the Passaic River are high. So the Passaic River is likely to get a little bit higher, I think, than actually what they're even saying it. And then look at the winds here. We're looking at around 25 to 35 mile per hour winds, still with the wind advisory through the area today.
I spoke with a couple of frustrated neighbors that just say this is happening far
There's a sump pump they just showed on Channel 7. Just waiting for it to go back here.
Yeah, well, right now we're on Mitchell Street, and I'll say neighbors here are really seeing the impacts from the storm. I just want to show you this gushing water that's being poured out of basements and backyards right now. I spoke with a couple of frustrated neighbors that just say this is happening far too often. We're going to take you right now to those waters that are continuing to rise right now. You've been speaking about that crusting all morning long as we're seeing it happen right before our eyes as this water is just flowing into this street. Well, as those waters continue to rise, we really were able to capture something that we didn't really anticipate seeing. There was this family that was just trying to evacuate their 92-year-old mother-in-law to safety. I want to get straight to that video that we captured just a short time ago, and there is where we saw that family as they worked together, wheeling their loved one through the water from their doorstep. At one point, they weren't even able to make their way onto the outskirts of the home by roads that are near the shore as well.
Finally, we're getting our first look at how bad things were in Long Island.
Water issues are a big
No surprise, the South Shore definitely got impacted.
and that's all still unfolding, although we did just come off the high tide cycle early this morning, and as the storm departs, I'm hoping we don't see a repeat of this when we get to the high tide cycle later on tonight. Shantae Lance will join us there at 10:30.
Okay, and a lot of it.
Alright, so they're showing what happened in Briarwood.
I mean, just the sound of it, obviously the look of it. This happened in Queens. Quite the concern when the power lines caught fire during the storm. Jamaica Hills on 84th Avenue and 150th Street. That's where this scene played out. Several homes in the area, of course, left without power because of this. No word on when that power for that area will be restored.
And so the aftermath of this storm is
joining us with a status on what you're going to face out there.
Whoa, this is the Bronx River Parkway right now. They just showed it. It was flooded.
Assistant from Wells Fargo. Here, and we appreciate you coming back. I know. Well, and it's great to have you, especially on a day like today. And so Heather mentioned it a little bit, but
I'm gonna watch the interview in full.
We haven't seen the video of those rivers pouring.
I want to thank TV AM and FM Videos LA New York for showing this. So it looks like Pix 11 did relay the flood warning for Nassau County last night. Yeah, this looks like a Seinfeld rerun because I could tell that's Kramer's funny face. All right, there is WABC TV Long Island correspondent Shantae Lance. Yeah, this is Freeport on the south shore of Nassau County. Wow. And you're not supposed to be doing that in standing water. You're supposed to turn around and do not attempt to drive through this. I mean, I get it. I know this is a high-profile vehicle, but I would not risk this. No.
speaking with the mayor soon about how they're dealing with all this. Now, this is, like you mentioned, a coastal community, so they're used to flooding.
That might be a
but it seems
pothole.
to be a little bit more than
Well, that person might have hit the curb. I don't know, on the sidewalk.
to get to an elementary school earlier today, but couldn't make it there. Just
Look at that.
walking on the
Wow.
sidewalk trying to get to the school. The school, for some reason, that particular one wasn't canceled. Parents couldn't get to it. I spoke with them. I also spoke with.
This is just incredible, guys. Always happens on the South Shore, you know.
Get to work. He tried, failed, and was able to turn back around. But I want.
This is bad right now for anybody in the city of Norwich, Connecticut. Areas along the Yantic River from the Borsa line to Bacchus Hospital. There's a dam burst right now. Wow. They're showing like this is the specific location where this area is, like this little area. Not too far from where Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun casinos are, it looks like. So no surprise, Cross Island Parkway did get flooded last night as a result of the storm. Thank you to the guys over at Freedom News TV. If you want to see this video for yourself, I will leave a card coming up right now. So there you go. I mean, look how bad this is. Right by, right near Fort Taunton.